That's as much as we got. Should I? Hi.
Hi, Chris. Welcome.
How are you? Good to see you again.
I'll introduce you.
Okay. Do you have a stamp here?
No, Director of Finance.
Oh,
Director of Finance.
and you'll be the first person to know.
All right.
It is warm in here. It's just she decided it's broken. What's that? Ron?
Yeah.
Yeah, they just clean those windows.
I mean, 'cause it's not that hot outside.
No. There's Is Megan gonna be here too?
Okay, and it sounds like you are. So, what do you want?
But you guys did the presentation. So, or
Yes.
I would just go.
We'll give an overview. I might explain why the number of resolutions is so large, because we've got to allow space to use. Let's ask you some technical reports. So we'll hit on all that. And I'll stay for the meeting. So we'll take a vote. We're running early.
It's only 10 miles.
It's fine. That's fine.
Good evening, everyone. I'll call the meeting to order. The Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please call the roll.
Mr. Bronson. Here. Mr. Shore.
Present.
Mrs. Drew. Here. Mrs. King. Here. Mr. Montieri. Here. Mrs. Saxton. Here. Mrs. Stringer. Here. Mr. Overton.
Here.
Dr. Monroe.
Fresh.
On to public comments on agenda items. Mr. Oliver.
So if anyone is, time's up, Governor. That's okay. If anyone is signed up to speak on agenda items, when your name is called, please come to the podium and state your name, address, and you have 3 minutes or shorter.
Samantha Fulmer?
Should I just talk in my louder voice? All right. Good evening, Samantha Fulmer, 1452 Green Tree Road, Scott Township. I am here tonight to express my concerns regarding the current budgetary challenges facing our school district. It is commendable that the board seeks to avoid raising taxes. However, I am concerned about the long-term sustainability of this approach. What is your plan to balance the budget if not to raise taxes? It is imperative that the board provides a clear and actionable plan to balance the budget if they are planning not to raise taxes. Transparency in this plan is crucial so that the community can understand and support the measures being taken. Are there specific areas that you are looking to cut? Or are these cuts not going to be compromising the quality of the education our children are receiving? Are there opportunities for increasing revenue through other means such as grants or partnerships? Not raising taxes isn't sustainable for the long term. How are you okay saddling future boards with severe deficits? While the intention to keep taxes low is understandable, it is important to consider the long-term financial health of the school district. By avoiding necessary tax adjustments now, we risk creating severe deficits that future boards will be forced to address, most likely next school year. This approach could lead to even more drastic cuts down the line, potentially impacting our students and educators. How does the board plan to address this issue and ensure fiscal responsibility for the future? Where are we with the Providence Point agreement? I would like to inquire about the status of the Providence Point agreement that we voted down previously. This agreement could have potentially had significant financial implications for our district. What progress has been made? And what are the anticipated deadlines for us hearing something about this? Finally, cutting programs and teachers is not a solution that is in the best interest of students. I strongly believe that cutting educational programs and reducing the number of teachers is not in the best interest of our students. These measures would negatively impact the quality of education, limiting student opportunities for learning and growth. What alternative strategies is the board considering to ensure that our educational standards are maintained without resorting to these detrimental cuts? That's my questions for you this evening. I understand that the vote has been pushed back, but I'd like to know how we are balancing this budget without cuts. Thank you.
Stephanie? Sorry, I'm going to Mr. Rodriguez.
It's okay. Stephanie Zermanis, 654 Gray Avenue, Ridgeville. I'm a 28-year staff member of Chartiers Valley School District, a mother of a graduate, a recent graduate last week, and a rising senior. As members of the school board who have been elected to represent and look out for the taxpayers and students in this district, by not raising taxes in accordance with the Act 1 Index, you are failing both of these groups. The budget you are planning to adopt puts the district at a $1.96 million deficit with no clear path to rectifying this deficit. The current plan will completely drain both the general fund and the debt stabilization fund by the end of the 25-26 school year. This is not reasonable management. In a time where everything is more expensive due to inflation, how can you not utilize the Act 1 tax index? Its sole purpose is to account for inflation. The mere act of raising taxes by the Act 1 index balances the budget without draining the debt stabilization and general funds. It would also generate almost $18 million in revenues over the next 7 years. You are failing taxpayers by not raising taxes. Bankrupting the school district is not going to encourage people to want to move to Chartiers Valley. Home values will drop. How many people do you know that are clamoring to move to Duquesne City or Clarendon simply for their low tax rates. According to the ratings released by Chartiers Valley ranks number 31. The rating is even worse according to the Pittsburgh Business Times, coming in at number 52. According to schooldigger.com, Chartiers Valley went from performing better than 81% of the schools in Pennsylvania in 2019 to only performing better than 32.8% of schools in 2023. Lack of appropriate funding is a large reason for this performance decrease. Our neighboring school districts that are top ranked have one thing in common. They are raising taxes in accordance with the Act 1 index. You are failing students by continuously asking your administrators to cut budgets and operate with less. Teacher positions are being absorbed due to attrition. Class sizes are getting larger, and students are not being given the additional support they need to be successful. These cuts not only impact students academically, but also impact safety. Students without the proper level of support are a danger to teachers, staff, and most importantly, other students. Recently, there have been staff members injured as well as other students who do not have the proper level of support. Students are suffering because administrators are being told to do with less. The list of other potential cuts will have a severe impact on student safety and academic success. For both students and taxpayers' sake, you need to increase taxes in accordance with the Act 1 index. Without it, you are bankrupting our school district and putting our students' futures in jeopardy. The amount of increase that is being debated here is approximately $9 a month for $100,000 of home value. As a single mother of 3, $270 a year is a small price to pay to maintain my property value and the academic integrity your staff has spent decades building.
Durkin. Marlene Durkin, 33 Champion Drive, Scotland. I just want to know where we are in the process of finding a superintendent.
This isn't a back and forth.
I know, but I got 3 minutes.
You just,
so.
absolutely.
Good.
They never answer questions.
And we'll sit here for 3 minutes.
As you know, the board will decide this summer on a direction for looking for a new superintendent. And this evening, we will vote to hire Dr. Josephine Furio as acting superintendent to help the administration in this time of transition.
So is the process underway? Do we have a new, are we using the same consultant as the
No,
consultant?
the process hasn't moved.
So is the consultant still on our payroll?
No.
Do we have any recommendations that can be released from the consultant to the taxpayers? Was he worth our time? Was he worth our money?
He did his job, and he built for the time allotted. He has moved on, and the board will look, either, hire a new search consultant, or go a different route, on finding. But that whole process hasn't started yet. And when it is, then an announcement will be, and obviously welcome, publicly addressed.
All right, I appreciate your time. Emily Martha?
negligent for a school board to submit a budget that is in a deficit. Your responsibility and what we are holding you responsible for is to submit a budget that PDE will accept and trust that you will remain financially stable. I understand cuts, but at this point, so many positions have not been filled over the years. If I look back to 2015 when my daughter graduated, there are positions that still haven't been filled. If you were to cut any more, you were going to cut into the heart of this district. And then what would be left? Nothing. And honestly, I'm questioning, is that what you all want? Do you want nothing left? Are you trying to sabotage our district? Do you have a personal agenda that does not align with what is best for this district, Chartiers Valley? I would like to know what you are thinking. We all would like to know what you are thinking. That is what transparency is. That is what we're asking. We may actually support what your plan is if you share the plan. But at this point, we really don't trust what you have to say because you don't say anything.
Becky Porter?
Becky Porter, 1254 Blue Jay Drive in Scott Township. I am here tonight as a parent in the district. I'm a CB graduate and I work for primary school. So I have a lot invested in our district, like you. Which is why I'm here tonight to ask you to please vote no to a proposal that does not increase our taxes. I get it, people don't want to pay more taxes. I don't, my parents don't. But when you understand the repercussions of not doing it, I can't wrap my head around how anyone can argue against that. And I think that we need to do a better job of educating our community about what that looks like and where those funds are going. I'm consistently hearing how South Fayette's taxes are so high, and yet they're still growing. People are still moving there because of the reputation of the community and the school district. And it breaks my heart to think that Char Valley is falling. So please consider this budget, make the best choices for our students because they can't afford any more cuts. Thank you.
So I'd like to announce that we had an executive session prior to this public meeting and also one on June 6th, 2024 to discuss personnel, legal, and safety. Any recognitions? Okay, moving on to the superintendent's report. Ms. Rupert.
Chris Rupert from Vince Marshall will address the board to discuss or to explain more about the bond. Something that there's a resolution on the agenda. Thank you, Chris.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. I'm Chris Rupert, Vince Marshall. I serve the district as its bond counsel for those decades now, and I'm very pleased with the position that we're getting tonight. The document that's on your agenda toward the end in finance is one that our office prepared, is being reviewed by your solicitor. It would be one to effectuate the financial plan that Piper Sandler presented to you a few weeks back, in which you would restructure some debt in order to address some of your financial issues and matters. This is a transaction that, as proposed, we have seen in many times in situations previously, and so we didn't have a chance as your bond counsel to issue better to look at the structure and the terms and so forth. So it's something that we would certainly approve if this is what the board wants to do. The action before you tonight is in the style of a so-called not to exceed resolution. Real quickly, and I'll try not to be too technical or too long. The Debt Act that governments, how school districts such as yourselves, as well as counties and townships and boroughs, how it goes about, how you go about the business of borrowing money, was written with the notion that when you take this sort of action, you would have in front of you an actual proposal from the investment banker with rates and terms and amounts, so it should be putting exact terms of that transaction. That practice has really faded in its effectiveness. The industry just no longer does it. We instead look for pre-approval, if you will, with certain parameters and constraints, so that instead of bringing you trying to time the market and your board meetings, we instead get the action in place ahead of time with some certain delegated authority for the president, and look for that best market opportunity. What has happened to date is that your investment bankers was commenting on talk to a rating agency. We've got a preliminary official statement in good draft form, sort of, leave it starting blocks, but have not gone into the market until we can do it for this night. We look for that good opportunity for this transaction accomplished. Obviously, the October bond payment is something we want to make sure to address. So right now, we're slated to look at getting bond marketing done within the next month or so, close about a month after that. This document, because it's written with this sort of future prospective orientation, as directed by DCED, it specifies the maximum total amount, the maximum interest rate, and also, though, DCED requires us to specify in this document the maximum amount of principal that they will amortize each and every year. Well, you'll see this number on this page of 12 million. We're not going to go out $12 million. The expectation is more like 7.5. But the schedule that Piper Sandler needs to put together, so I can check all the boxes quickly, is one that allows principal in all the various years at such a high level that we can certainly fit the bond issue within those parameters. So we see 12 million, don't expect to go borrowing 12 million, expect to borrow in that 7.5 range, and yet knowing that interest rates as they move, amortization as it moves, and construction too might make more expensive for your overall plan, pushes some flexibility. So that's why that number is there, because that's always a question that's asked. So I wanted to answer right up front. But the document itself is really otherwise in the same style we've used in the last couple of lines, which are not to exceed, specify large amounts of more. I always offer to read it cover to cover if you like. So you have it, I know on the computer. As I say, much of it is mechanics for how a bond or note issue is administered and paid and processed. Some of it is federal, state, federal and securities law covenants and provisions, and other than that is directions to the administration, to the board president to proceed in due order. Questions for me on the legal side? I'll be here until we get to the vote later on, so if this is the mayor,
Thank you.
Thank you.
I just want to explain to the board what happened about the budget. We did plan on passing the budget tonight, or having on the agenda to be passed. It's had to wait until June 25th. It will be advertised again. It's still in our lobby to be viewed. There has to be 30 days between the preliminary budget vote and the final vote. And today is only the 28th day. It has been on display in the lobby for 20 days and on our website. However, not the complete 30 days. So I take full responsibility for that, and I apologize if it was inconvenience to anybody.
So, anything from the solicitor?
No updates this evening. I do know that, public comment point was brought up. I would like everything to say that is in litigation right now, so I can't give an active update. But as soon as I can give that update, I absolutely will.
Okay, moving on to the workshop. May I have a motion to add the agenda, the board meeting minutes from May 14th, 2024, and May 28th, 2024. For the June 25th, 2024 legislative board meeting. Motion made by Mr. Oliver, and a second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Montani. Any discussion on this item? All in favor? Aye. Anybody opposed? The motion passes. May I have a motion to add to the agenda the 2024-2025 high school target school improvement TSI plan for the June 25th, 2024 legislative board meeting? Motion made by Mr. Montani, second by Mr. Olinger. Any discussion on this item? Mrs. President, do you want to go through
I'd be happy to share.
public to understand what this means for the high school and school districts?
Sure. So for the board and for the public, Target School Improvement is a free warning system that the Department of Education puts out for school districts to identify if there are any at-risk groups within a particular school. So for Chartiers Valley High School, our data noted that the area of economically disadvantaged is currently at risk. So this gives us 3 years to be able to put some measures in place, or a plan in place to be able to increase those scores specifically for that group. So if you look at the plan, it's very long, it's very wordy. It is, as it says, it is very targeted. The gist of the plan is basically we're looking to improve ELA and math student scores, as well as improving our regular attendance for our students, specifically again, economically disadvantaged as well as points out. However, I will say that when you look at the things that are in there, they are the things that are good for all of these too. And some of the things this high school started with this year, but this will show us some gains in the area of attendance, increased participation of Keystones, as well as retaking of Keystone scores. And then moving the school to
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Frank. All in favor? Aye. Anybody opposed? The motion passes. May I have a motion to add to the agenda the confidential student settlement agreement for the June 25th, 2024 legislative board meeting? Motion made by Mr. Olinger, and a second. Second by Mrs. Trainer. Any discussion on this item? All in favor? Aye. Anybody opposed? The motion passes. May I have a motion to add to the agenda the Thespian Society travel request for the June 25th, 2024 legislative board meeting? Motion made by Mr. Olinger, second by Mr. Montani. Any discussion on this item? All in favor? Aye. Anybody opposed? The motion passes. May I have a motion to add to the agenda the 2024-2025 fundraisers for the June 25th, 2024 legislative board meeting? Motion made by Mr. Olinger. May I have a second? Second by Mrs. Second. Any discussion on this item? Oh, doing a calendar so
Yeah,
there's
that
not
was
multiple fundraisers.
That was for PTA,
Yeah.
That wasn't for this,
not
not for this. Okay.
because these are set up so that they don't
For each.
overlap each other.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they probably overlap.
Because these are set now, then the PTA should maybe do these the same day. That's-
Right.
All in favor? Aye. Anybody opposed? The motion passes. May I have a motion to add to the agenda the recognition of the 2024-2025 Booster Club for the June 25th, 2024 legislative board meeting? Motion made by Mr. Olinger, second by Mr. Montani. Any discussion on this item? All in favor? Aye. Anybody opposed? The motion passes. May I have a motion to add to the agenda the Go Fan Ticketing Act for the June 25th, 2024 legislative board meeting? Motion made by Mr. Olinger, second by Ms. Key. Any discussion on this item?
Yeah, we use the GoFan for the Woodville plays. So it works within our systems and in our buildings, where our current one is not working as fast.
So this will use it for.
Yes.
That's perfect. All in favor? Aye. Anybody opposed? The motion passes. May I have a motion to approve the Human Resources Report for June 11th, 2024? Motion made by Mr. Olinger, and a second. Second by Mr. Montani. Any discussion on this item? All in favor? Aye. Anybody opposed? The motion passes. May I have a motion to appoint Dr. Joseph D'Imperio as interim superintendent beginning June 12, 2024 at a rate of $725 per day without benefits or pension withholding.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Olinger, second by Mr. Chora. All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? The motion passes. I'd like to thank Mr. D'Imperio for accepting the interim role to help the administration while the board determines the next step in searching for a new superintendent. Dr. D'Imperio brings more than 50 years of educational experience to this position. He has previously served as the superintendent of schools for West Mifflin Area School District, Ambridge Area School District. As an interim, he's been superintendent in Peters Township, South Side area, Arlington, and Bethel Park. He began his career as a social studies teacher, and his administrative experience also includes time as a principal and assistant principal in the Pittsburgh Public Schools and in the Mount Lebanon School District. Dr. D'Imperio received his bachelor's degree in political science and history from Franciscan University, a master's degree in history, and a doctorate in education administration from the University of Pittsburgh, and a Juris Doctorate from Duquesne University. He has also taught at Carnegie Mellon, Gannon, and Duquesne University. The board is pleased to welcome such a distinguished educator to help our administration in this time of transition, and we look forward to you serving in this most crucial role. Thank you. Okay, we have a motion to add to the agenda the acceptance of the donation of a digital baby grand piano to the high school for the June 25th, 2024 legislative board meeting. Motion made by Mr. Olinger, second by Mr. Montini. Any discussion on this item? All in favor? Aye. Anybody opposed? The motion passes. May I have a motion to add to the agenda the acceptance of the 2024-2025 grant award for Western PA Learning 2025 Alliance Grable Foundation for the June 25th, 2024 legislative board meeting. Motion made by Mr. Olinger, second by Mrs. Trainer. Any discussion on this item?
I just want to share that the Grable Foundation has been extremely supportive of school districts all throughout the region. So they continue to support Chartiers Valley, and I appreciate everything they've done as far as professional development, grants that we've been afforded as part of this Learning 2025 college initiative. So it's been a really great opportunity to have it happen.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? The motion passes. May I have a motion to add to the agenda the 2024-2025 AIU School-Based Access Program Support Services for the June 25th, 2024 legislative board meeting. Motion made by Ms. Heen, second by Mr. Olinger. Any discussion on this item? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? The motion passes. May I have a motion to add to the agenda the Allegheny Children's Initiative as the 2024-2025 Student Assistant Program, also known as STAP, provider for the June 25th, 2024 legislative board meeting. Motion made by Mr. Olinger, second by Mr. Montani. Any discussion on this item? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? The motion passes. May I have a motion to add to the agenda the 2024-2025 Day School Services Agreement for the June 25th, 2024 legislative board meeting. Motion made by Mr. Olinger. May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Heen. Any discussion on this item? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? The motion passes. May I have a motion to add to the agenda the 2024-2025 Japan Autism Initiative for the June 25th, 2024 legislative board meeting. Motion made by Mr. Olinger, second by Mr. Montani. Any discussion on this item? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? The motion passes. May I have a motion to add to the agenda the approval of the 2024-2025 insurance policies for a total cost of $412,651 for the June 25th, 2024 legislative board meeting. Motion. Motion made by Mr. Olinger, second by Mr. Chora. Any discussion on this item? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody opposed? The motion passes. May I have a motion to add to the agenda the 2024-2025 student meal prices as follows. $1.65 for breakfast for the primary, intermediate, middle school, and high school. $2.85 for lunch at the primary school and intermediate school. $3.10 for lunch at the middle school and high school for the June 25th, 2024 legislative board meeting. Motion made by Mr. Olinger. May I have a second? Second by Mr. Chora. I know we've had some questions on this, so can you explain it a little bit more, Mrs. Conger?
Yes, when you vote on this at the next board meeting, breakfast will be eliminated. I added breakfast to this agenda item because up until May 21st, the student breakfast was part of the calculation for the adult meal. Now that breakfast is universally free for all students regardless of family income, TE has updated the calculator and removed that. So it's not part of the equation, you don't need to vote on it next time.
Hey, thank you.
The lunch prices have increased by 5 cents since last year. Lunch is still free for
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? The motion passes. May I have a motion to add to the agenda payments including charter schools in the amount of $7,173,057.59 for the June 11th, 2024 legislative board meeting. Motion made by Mr. Olinger. May I have a second? Second by Ms. King. Any discussion on this item? All in favor? Aye. Anybody opposed?
No.
The motion passes. May I have a motion to add to the agenda the May 2024 construction payments report for the June 25th, 2024 legislative board meeting? Motion made by Mr. Olinger. May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Jora. Any discussion on this item?
Yes, we believed when we hired Mr. Founder to come do this, that we were supposed to get monthly updates as to construction, and I don't remember when the last one was that we had. It would just be helpful so that we can put these bills into context and that we can answer any questions the public might have about when things will be done or not done as was asked at the last meeting. So could you maybe come to the 25th?
All in favor? Aye. Anybody opposed? The motion passes. May I have a motion to add to the agenda the settlement agreement with A1 Transit for the June 25th, 2024 legislative board meeting? Motion made by Mr. Olinger, second by Mr. Martini. Any discussion on this item? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? The motion passes. May I have a motion to add to the agenda approval for the Novum design estimate for wraps at the high school auditorium interior entrance in the amount of $2,102.06 for the June 25th, 2024 legislative board meeting? Motion made by Mr. Olinger, second by Ms. Keen. If you get a chance, go to the high school and look at the wrap that was done on the large windows. It really does look nice. There's one section that still needs done because there's a broken window. But from what I understand, Mr. Counselor will get that, Mrs. Conley will get that fixed, and then they'll finish the wrap. But it really shows great school spirit in that graphic.
So why do we need the graphs there at the entrance to the theater?
You don't necessarily need the wraps. They asked for,
Would they?
I believe the people, whether it's teachers or somebody up there.
Can we get that clarified, because that's a little vague. I mean, when I was in there for the play productions, it didn't look bad, so I'm not sure why.
I mean,
I'm not opposed to improvements, I just would like to know why, just in case we're spending an extra $2,000 for nothing.
I mean, we're not improving it now tonight, we're moving it to the agenda.
Yes, but can we get clarification as to why we're even considering it?
I think that was included in the auditorium upgrades, when the previous superintendent was here. It was rigging, and there actually wraps were supposed to be, I have graphics that show wraps before the stage, around the stage, and somebody mentioned that it might be less expensive and look better on the outside of the doors versus above on that white, that arch, or I don't know, arch, but like, there's a, yeah, the bulkhead. And that was a little bit more money, obviously, because that's a bigger area. But, I mean, if the board doesn't want the wraps, then the board doesn't want the wraps. But that's up to the board.
It's already there.
So do you want to move it to the legislative board meeting or not? So we'll either vote no or for. So, all in favor? Aye. Anybody opposed? The motion passes. May I have a motion to approve the salary adjustments as per the Act 93 agreement and individual contracts? Motion made by Mr. Olinger. May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mrs. Drainer. Any discussion on this item? All in favor? Aye. Anybody opposed? The motion passes. May I have a motion to approve bus 35, bus 96, bus 97, bus 98, bus 99 to be auctioned at the 422 auction house pending the physical delivery on the 5 new buses ordered in November of 2022.
So moved.
Motion made by Mr. Chor, second by Mr. Olinger.
This is different rooms.
They haven't come in still.
They will be here. We're expecting 4 buses, brand new, to be delivered on Thursday.
About 2 years.
4 out of the 5. Five is- Well, I'm glad you asked that, because usually it's about $1,000, but the buses that we're bringing, and why I'm asking for them to be approved tonight is because if the bus is inspected, it usually goes higher in auction. And the auction is, after the next board meeting, so we have hopefully the same.
So this is to approve, not to move to legislative board, just so people realize.
I will not let those buses go to auction unless the buses are here.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? The motion passes. May I have a motion to approve the resolution to partially refund the 2015A and 2015B bonds? Motion made by Mr. Olinger, second by Mr. Chora. All in favor? Aye. Anybody opposed? The motion passes. I'd like to announce our next legislative board, or I'm sorry, I skipped over you, Mr. Olinger. Mr. Olinger, what?
Whole information is
Yeah, it's informational. Mrs. Frazier wasn't gonna necessarily talk about it, you could, you can. Yeah.
So the first one, 6.225, policy review, as part of our Title I, we have to review those policies. That's not approval of those policies, it just has to be on for the board to review. As there's health and safety review, same thing, we're required to review that plan and present that to the board. And then the final one is a review of our college and high school and student teacher affiliation agreements. So these are all the agreements we have with the various colleges for college and student courses at our high school, as well as with the universities for student teachers, so that we're able to support teachers into the future.
Okay, thank you. Yes.
think you skipped 6.24, the resolution for the bond.
Yeah, no, we did that. Yeah. It's a short, it's one. Mr. Oliger, public comments on non-agenda items.
So if any members of the public have comments on non-agenda, names called, please approach the podium and state your name and address.
Stephanie Fuller.
It's Samantha.
Sorry. It's okay, I was reading the other name.
That's okay. Samantha Fulmer, 1452 Greenwich Road, Scott. I'd like to comment regarding the successful live streaming of the graduation ceremony. This event was effectively managed by the district's IT and tech ed department, leveraging our existing free services provided through our Google license. This initiative was a great success and showcased our ability to use available technology to increase accessibility and transparency to important events. Given this success, it is evident that the same approach can be applied to our board meetings. Live streaming these meetings will provide numerous benefits, including enhanced public engagement, greater transparency, and increased accessibility for community members who are unable to attend in person. This step would align with our commitment to open communication and community involvement. Considering the positive outcome of the graduation live stream, can you please take the necessary steps to arrange for the live streaming of the board meetings, utilizing our existing Google license and the expertise of our district IT and tech ed department. This can be implemented smoothly and at no additional cost. With my remaining time, I would like to take a moment to thank the board for taking the logical steps to appoint an interim superintendent. This careful and measured approach is greatly appreciated, especially in contrast to rushing into a permanent decision like we previously tried to do. And it's quite refreshing that this time, a simple Google search of the interim superintendent doesn't turn up anything questionable. Thank you for ensuring a smoother process. And finally, thank you, Ms. Trainer, for requesting the monthly update on the construction projects. The community will appreciate the transparency. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Stephanie Fuller, 654 Gray Avenue. I wasn't planning on coming back up to the mic tonight, but I heard some things that I need to comment on. I want to know why we are approving a $2,100 sports wrap because it looks nice. As a teacher, I get a $100 budget that you are now required to give me every year because we fought for it to be in our contract. I teach a kindergarten with a rising class size of 24 students or more. This amounts to $4 per child for an entire school year. In second grade with a rising class size of 28 students, that's less than $3.75 per child for the entire school year. Please explain to me and the rest of our colleagues how spending $2,100 on a wrap is a sound and educational decision. Things that look nice are not required for educational day-to-day tasks. As I mentioned, I'm a single mom. When I have a budget, I think, do I want to look nice and get a manicure, or do I need to put food on my table and make car insurance payments? You need to make the smart budgetary choices, and that's not happening. I would also like to piggyback what Ms. Fulmer said and ask why the board was able to have the graduation live stream through our Google license, but we can't do the same for board meetings. You need to have transparency. You need to have the community involved. And it seems to me you don't want them involved because then more people will come and ask you questions. Please do what you were elected to do and support your students, staff, and the property taxpayers of this district.
board visitation failed to pass last time. I just want to get some feedback on whether we will revert to a previous policy for school board visitation, or will a new revised policy be proposed? I'm assuming you guys would answer, so at some point, if that can just be addressed, I'd appreciate it.
Ashley Murphy.
And I apologize, I didn't hear the full thing, but from what I understand you asked was about the policy. The policy itself was not changed. What was proposed at the last meeting was an administrative regulation, but the policy itself remains. You will still see that in our policy.
And so that becomes the standard?
Yes, the policy is the standard.
Because there was no regulation that overrode it? Was the regulation to override? Was the regulation to further explain?
An administrative regulation further explains policy. So the administrative regulation was not passed, but the policy itself that you've always had, it remains in place. And that's the main thing we look at. That's what guides the board and the district's actions.
So is the plan to change that, to make an amended regulation, or?
So I have to talk to the board about the plan moving forward on that. And we can provide an update as soon as I have one.
Ashley Murphy, 157 Orchard Springs, Scott. I didn't know they were going to talk about the video, but that was just another thing I wanted to bring up. Because as a taxpayer, I am here because my children are in school, which gives me that really one-on-one of wanting to be here and really focusing. But as a taxpayer, the information, the meeting minutes, are kind of vague. They don't give any information. So for someone who's trying to go to the Scott Township meeting, the Collier Township meeting, or the school board, you have to choose. If you're one of those districts, you have to pick and choose, and you can't follow up by just reviewing the meeting minutes to understand what they mean, because they don't say anything. So if you were to videotape and record these, our community would be well informed and know what our board is. Because again, you are elected by them, you are here for them. Why are you not relaying the information to them in a very clear, transparent way? That was just one thing. And again, it is very easy, and as I did not watch the graduation, but I do know everyone was watching the graduation, and it became pretty easy to share it on social media. And another item that I know was a concern with video is people altering it. What is stopping them from altering their personal video on their personal phone versus the official distributed meeting? So that's just one thing. Again, let's get some communication out to our community. Let's be more transparent. Additionally, for the superintendent search, one of the things that I saw earlier today was our performance levels over the past couple decades. CV's performance level is so incredibly low compared to all the other districts. And they're fluctuating too. So for us to fall so low while other schools are still fluctuating in their performance, it's really sad. And I feel like one of the words that was thrown out for a while I was discussing this with a group of parents is leadership. We don't have that leadership to really focus, set high expectations on the performance of our students. So as we search for the superintendent, I sure hope I would like to know, what are your goals? I follow different schools, my alma mater, whatnot, on social media. Their press release, when they're searching, versus when their searching has stopped and going on to the next stage, they're out there. I can see it. I'm not even in that school district. Again, communication, transparency, what you are doing as a board is not getting relayed to the community. And we are all left blind. And I only hear more so because my children are students here. But you're not just here for me. You're here for all the other people that are part of this community. You're not getting the information. You're not being transparent. I would love to see that more.
Emily Marco.
professionals. And I was shocked to see that we could live stream so easily. So I support us moving forward with that. Hopefully, Mitch, you can maybe talk with the IT department, and get that moving. I also will bring up a comment that I brought up about the wraps, on the athletic building. Looks very nice. I think it's a great idea when we are financially stable. I don't know if we ever got this question answered, but I understand the difference between operating costs and then bond, when you get bond money, which is a loan. So technically you have the money, but can you not say, we're not financially really able to do this, since you just refinance two bonds, can you just pay back part of it, like the $18,000+ spent on an athletic building, the same thing, like, sure, the auditorium's been around for a long time, and maybe a wrap would look nice on it, but we cannot spend frivolously now, obviously, if we're in a deficit. So, are we able to just not spend that and give it back? Then you don't pay, interest rate on it. Lastly, I think maybe there might be a disconnect between what the public feels is a process for hiring a superintendent and what you think process is. Process, to me at least, is not, well, we'll let you know when we do the next thing, and then the next thing is, oh, we're approving an interim superintendent. Which I get is a little different than like a permanent superintendent, but moving forward, yes, I am requesting that there are actually stages, and that there are, like, from the last superintendent, there were panel interviews that were open to different staff, faculty, even the public, perhaps, that can be involved when that does come up, instead of that all happening behind closed doors. Because we saw how well that went last time. And frankly, that debacle, again, we've pretty much lost all faith in moving forward.
I'd like to announce our next legislative board meeting is June 25th, 2024. I have a motion to adjourn. Motion made by Mr. Montieri. Certainly.
Could we get a thank you letter out to, maintenance people, custodians, for having our grounds look so good?
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
One where they were complaining for 25 years about our grounds, they were having, success.
Yeah, congratulations.
And the last couple of months, we had more done than we've had in 25 years.
I know they can walk right around here, we go around the building. I mean, highway is the same, but up there. That's right, takes time. So, motion made by Mr. Montieri, we have second. Second by Mr. Jura, all in favor? Aye.